past Friday, February 25th at approximately 12:45 in the afternoon, patrol officers were dispatched to the 300 block of Phelps Street in reference to a shooting. 75-year-old Lorenzo Williams was transported from the scene to a local trauma center to be treated for a gunshot wound to his chest. The injury was initially assessed to be non-life-threatening. However, Mr. Williams died from his injuries several hours later. The fall investigation revealed that Mr. Williams was seated in a car in the 300 block of Phelps Street with Antoine Wright. The suspect, Terrell Scruggs, 22 years of age, had an ongoing dispute with Antoine. The suspect confronted Mr. Wright and began shooting. Mr. Wright returned fire, and Mr. Williams attempted to flee the car and seek cover. As Mr. Williams was seeking cover, the suspect shot Mr. Williams one time. An arrest warrant was issued for the suspect Friday night, and within hours, the JSO criminal apprehension team located the suspect and took him into custody without further incident. Terrell Scruggs has been placed on arrest for murder, attempted murder, and possession of a firearm by convicted felon. He does have an extensive arrest history, including a 2008 conviction for sale of cocaine. If you have any questions.
Who fired the first shot?
Not that it really matters, but the suspect, Mr. Scruggs.
Why was Mr. Williams in the middle of these two guys, more or less?
Well, Mr. Williams was just getting a ride to the store. He's neighbors with Antoine Wright, and Mr. Wright was just giving him a ride to the store.
Did Scruggs intentionally shoot him, or was he just caught in crossfire?
Well, it appears as the intended target was Antoine Wright. He was trying to kill Antoine Wright, and in the process, killed Mr. Williams.
So he intentionally shot at him, or he was just shooting at Wright and he got caught in the crossfire?
Again, that's to be determined. Our belief is the intended target was Mr. Williams, or Mr. Wright. He struck, however, struck Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams was a neighborhood watch in the community. Was he working at all with Antoine Wright in the neighborhood watch capacity?
I don't think there's any connection there. Don't have any details on that. But from what we found in the investigation, we focus mainly on the criminal investigation. The neighborhood efforts from Mr. Williams is a little bit separate, but from what I've heard so far, there was no connection there.
How come Mr. Scruggs is yet to be listed online in the inmate file?
We'll get with that right after.
Did Wright had his own weapon then as well?
Yes, he returned fire.
Is there any
Mr.
charges
Scruggs.
pending on him?
Not at this point.
I don't know if he's a convicted felon with a fire or anything like that.
He's not a convicted felon. So right now we don't have any charges pending on him related to the shooting.
And Williams was not armed?
Correct. Mr. Williams